Are there still bots in TF2 in 2022? Yes. This was literally the first time I booted up TF2 and clicked on casual this year. I've been giving TF2 a bit of a break, but I wanted to see if the Valve servers are still a bot-infested wasteland. As soon as I got into the server, I opened up the scoreboard and to no surprise, I found that yes they are. And I hope you have your TF2 bingo cards ready because we're on Toofty. Someone is advertising their socials, we have a little bit of spawn camping, there's someone with a very edgy name, and of course, yes, a lovely bot to top it all off. Why? Why are there still people out there hosting bots in 2022? Why do they have any inclination to continue to do this? How are they not bored? How have they not moved on to other things? As the code is open source, some new people might have come along to try out the joy of clicking a button to run some software, which mildly annoys some people. But some of these bots I saw have the exact same names that we were seeing 2 or 3 years ago, whenever all this started, which suggests to me that maybe some of these bots are being hosted by the same people. Poor, probably children, trying to play this game on their potato PCs around the world, choosing TF2 because it's one of the only enjoyable FPS games that will run on their computers and having their games ruined by bots. Why anyone even plays on Valve servers as opposed to community servers is beyond me, but it's just weird to think that even now, with much fewer people talking about them, with the novelty having long worn off, and with nobody really caring anymore, there are still a couple of strange human beings out there hosting bots on their machines. A couple of people who still have that software running in the background, pointlessly mildly disrupting children's lives. Now there are exactly 7,000 videos on YouTube about these bots, and I can almost understand somebody getting a kind of kick out of that for a moment, but that satisfaction, or whatever it is, must have been milked dry by now. In this same server, I met a medic bot, or at least I was fairly sure it was, as he was mindlessly following me around until he started shooting at spies, which made me reconsider, because there are so many different kinds of bots out there at the moment. They're getting more regular updates than the game itself, so sometimes it's difficult to tell whether you're playing with a real human or a bunch of code. Here's a lovely list of some of the weird stuff I've spotted over the last 6 months or so. Medic bots, heavy bots, swarms of bots completely taking over a server, bots advertising a YouTube channel, bots spinning at different speeds, probably just a simple parameter they can change, a bot that missed me while using the machina, which was a bit confusing, bots using dispensers, capturing the intel, taunting after a kill, bots stealing names, and I'm pretty sure I saw a bot swapping their name mid-game, bots with noisemakers, and I'm sure there's lots more. Let me know if there's anything super weird that you've seen that I've not listed here. The second game I clicked on seemed okay for a moment. Sure, it's Turbine, but wow, no bots. But then another one turned up. And another one. At least they have some new names this time. On a side note, in these 2 short games I was reminded of why this game continues to cling to life despite what it goes through. It's just really good, easy fun, and I found myself getting pulled back in. There are 2 age-old questions I pose to you, my lovely viewers. Why continue to host these bots? And why does Valve not do something about it? And I think it's not that I don't know the answer to these questions, but it's more that I'm a bit in denial. Firstly, people might host bots for a number of different reasons. In the past, they've said it's fun, a hobby, another way to enjoy the game, a good way to learn programming, funny seeing people's reactions. But while some of this might have been true at some point, I can't help but think there's most likely a type of bot hoster who's doing this thing for a long time and just has this stuff running in the background. And the only thing I can imagine is that they get some kind of strange sadistic kick from those stats that go up, how many games they've infested, how many children they've mildly irritated. unless they have a secondary objective, which is to farm items as well, but I'm pretty sure there are much less harmful ways of doing this. As for the second question, why does Valve not do something about this? Something that's been asked a lot in the past. If there's one thing that we know for certain from all this chaos, it's that Valve doesn't care. Sure, there are a couple of absolutely legendary devs continuing to work on the game, but in general, the $12 billion company, which probably has it within their capacity to put a stop to this, clearly doesn't care. And I'm not surprised or even that upset anymore. In the end, it's just a bit of a shame. Every one of you guys still playing TF2, I love you. This pyro who is using the hot hand to slap people around the face during humiliation time, I love you. This medic who was either a bot or just the most compliant pocket medic in existence, I love you. And even this heavy who was spawn camping and was probably having the game of their life, I even love you. As I said, there's a lot of videos about the TF2 bots, so what else is there to talk about? Well, firstly, I've been collecting a lot of footage and watching them evolve, and I just wanted to empty my hard drive of said footage. But the final thing I wanted to talk about is the very fact that there are so many videos about bots. What is our fascination with bots? With cheats, hacks, glitches, exploits, both on the side of the people who use them and the people who just consume content about them. All these are ways to play the game in a way that wasn't originally intended. Ways to push the limits of a piece of software or program. To me, it seems like it's almost a morbid curiosity, which most of us have for things that are a bit weird or sordid, that kind of applies to the world of technology and gaming too. But the fascination has kind of worn off. For me at least. We used to follow bots around the server in complete bemusement, but now we all just go to spawn and wait for the kick. For anyone still playing on casual servers, this site is as normal as a hoovie giving out sandwiches or a soldier with a pocket medic. It's fair to say that TF2 is in a bit of a state, but as I always like to point out, it's one of the most robust games out there, and I'm glad to see people are still enjoying it in almost the exact same way as when it was first released in 2007. And that's when I started playing it, by the way, 15 years ago, an entire teenager's life. I even have this medal thing called the Primeval Warrior to prove that I'm old and a big fat loser. Like I said, I've kind of stopped playing TF2 at the moment. It's nothing to do with the bots, of course. If anything, they've given me more content to talk about. I've just been having a bit of a break, and I'm a little bit busy at work and raising an IRL human child, which can of course be a little bit time consuming. But even playing this one round of 2-4, I felt its aura sucking me back in. So I doubt I'll be gone for too long. This was a bit of a random video. It's just been such a long time, and I've been so behind with making content that I just wanted to make something to say hello, and I wanted to end this with a very quick update from me. I do still want to make videos, but I'm considering going for perhaps a simpler approach, like this one, which might allow me to make more than, say, one video every 3 years. I'm also considering streaming more often instead, as this might be a nice way to continue enjoying the game. I have many more video ideas, both for TF2 and for other topics, so hopefully I'll find the time to get round to making more of this stuff, but apologies for the content drought in the meantime. In case you're curious, recently I've been playing a little bit of Apex, some Warhammer Total War, trying out Valorant again, played 15 minutes of Lost Ark the other day, but I had no idea what was going on and immediately gave up. But mainly I've been spending a bunch of time on this new game called Overwatch. It's basically the next TF2 and I think it's going to be massive. Anyway, hope you're all good, love you very much, and I'll hopefully see you fairly soon. And lots of love to anyone caught up in the madness in Eastern Europe at the moment.
The enemy has dropped our intelligence.
Little help? Thanks, Pally.
We have taken the enemy intelligence.
Many thanks! Yeah.